We're going to start the podcast with a small 3 songs about the artists that I'm about to talk about. Get some water. Be ready to listen to me yap for a little bit. This is going to be a fun one. If you don't know these artists, hopefully this is going to give you some background on who they are from my point of view. Without further ado, this first song we're playing is Sewerperson and Swaine, East Wing NV5.
Double dose, I'm trying to max it well away.
Okay.
You need dark, you're just high on the way.
On the way.
Cause I'm paint like the sheets, man, great.
Let's go.
Gun the streets, I feel like Batman today. Whoa, Spider-Man hoodie, I feel like Spider-Man today. Purple brand jeans with this fairy on my waist. Ask what's in my cup, but still I won't give you a taste. Bring the EMF reader, cause we hopping in a rave. Whoa, I've been going to it lately, you think I pre-con. You think I employed it, how's it gunning from my pay stub? Molly spots and Molly's just to listen to it, one love. I don't feel the beef, I leave it on red, I turn it cold cuts. Watch it fall in a place. Swaine through Valentino, underneath all of the bait.
Let's go.
I saw high on Superman, I just see me a cake. She feel the bars kicking like Beyonce, scared straight down. Double dose, I'm trying to max it well away. You need dark, you're just a high on the way. Cause I'm paint like the sheets, man, great.
Let's go.
Feel like Batman today. I be rich like Bruce Wayne, better than Kobe, my aim. There ain't nothing to explain. Pins and needles in my brain. You boys missed the fucking train. So on and out, spitting by a gifted view like Santa came to town. Open up the fucking present, look inside it, wow.
Let's go.
Popping out like chicks and cakes, I'm handsomer somehow. And I might take a bitch, she turns and Keiko's under sun and under sheets. We fucking good, say something for later. Look me in my eyes, I'll fix you good like fucking made. Around the dawn, baby, Corleone, Montana, what's your flavor? Wait with bated breath to hear the words come out of face. I'll be honest, baby girl, I'm
dipping quick if I ain't favored.
Feel like Patrick
Let's
Bateman,
go.
I'm psychotic in the brain. It might be you, it might be me. I think it's you fucking stranger. Danger. Envy made another major hit. Underground's a sham, it's all collapsing under same as shit. Everybody sounds the same as shit. I wouldn't be caught dead in the graveyard of it. And the same star studded. Everybody think they close, but really y'all far from it.
go.
Made a song, it's still humming. Breaking sweats, I'm still running. It's the only shit inside a bakery you can't bun it.
No way. No way. Second song we're going to play. Fan favorite, Guccihighwaters, featuring Nine Tails, Scars. Yo, the bot's already doing us dirty tonight. Like I said, we're going to thug it out.
Where my friends, all I see is ghosts with drug addictions. I'm floating low, but I will sink with this affliction. That night, they found you dead right in the kitchen. The sharp needle pushed like a piston.
Come feel the beat of my heart. Is it fast? Should I be scared? Bitch, I've been falling apart. You're a friend, hit a rough patch.
Said,
Bitch, I've been falling apart. I could teach him how to deal with that. I could show him where to start. It really isn't that hard. Put the word, raise a bar.
Just do it.
Treat the game like a football. Kick that shit off 53 yards.
Okay.
Catch up to me, that's a track. Far track, no Picard. You ain't really been through enough. Take a look at these scars. Something bad. I wish I could feel something bad. yeah. I wish I could feel something.
I wish I could, I wish I could, I wish I could. Just a fragment of my heart is all that you left me. How many times, cause girl I've been stressing. No friends, just vices around me. They only help me block out my surround. 19, but my heart is in fragments. Now every night I just sleep in the casket. I'm falling through the cracks, back breaking under the pressure you had put on my back.
Okay.
Love bites purple onto my neck. With no love is boring. Wish I could feel something bad. Wish I could feel something bad.
This last one, a longer one. We all love it. I don't even gotta say the name. Suffocate by Guardin featuring Nine Tails. Are y'all ready?
I'm gonna find a way on my head. Structure is crucial or I won't be dead. Never think about the present instead. I lay in bed dreaming about you again. You are my everything too. You bring the evergreen you. Go what you do. It's up to you, but I hope that you know where we're at and how I feel about you. Feel about you. Make me suffocate me. Think to fill it with cold. Now when I'm sad, it's like nobody knows. Like nobody knows, nobody cares. I threw the roach with the smoke in the air. You settled down with my hands in your hair. Sunsets here always burn like flares. Yeah, they burn like flares. Orange and you don't care. Eyes bounce off of phone screen glare. Pale red lipstick, sky blue hair. Baby, just look at me, please, I swear. You will receive everything you need. Wipe away tears when you're talking to me. I'll show you the life you don't think you see. Hate me, suffocate me. I've been looking for another love lately. Degrade me, mutilate me. I'm a monster when it comes to words, baby. Suffocate me.
Damn. I broke my own heart with my own fucking intro playlist, yo. That's crazy. What's up, guys? How's everybody doing tonight? I see a lot of returning names in the chat. We got Unk, Red Bull Unk in the chat this time. We got Cappy, Wasted Time, Carter, shout out to you. Doa, Heber, Sil, as always. Yo, Swaine also said he's going to be tuning in. I think he's probably going to tune in on YouTube, so that's cool. We got Lil Knight, shout out you. Aquafina, yo, that's the homie. Night Owl, Jade, all of y'all, bro. Stars, thanks everybody for coming out tonight. This, before I go anywhere farther, I did all of the research for this episode over the last 2 weeks, and if anybody knows anything, I don't have an Instagram account, so as much as I wanted to dig back in old Instagram archives and stuff, my resources were pretty limited on the social media side, but I think I did a good enough job covering Swaine, Guccihighwaters, and Guardin, and it's my take on their stories, basically. I believe I put in exactly where I found them and when I became fans of them, and you'll probably see that in these passages. A lot of their early discography, I don't have enough knowledge in to talk about in depth, so I didn't include it because I only want to talk about things that I know about. Damn, bro, episode 7, bro. We've been doing this, what, 7 or 8 weeks now? I think 7 weeks, yeah. Fuck it. Welcome back to Conversations in the Sewer. This is the podcast that's built from the people who built the community for the people who live in it. Tonight, we're going to switch gears yet again. Instead of focusing on just one artist who we all love, we're going to zoom out and look at the scene builders who, the names and the voices who really helped shape the whole underground alongside Sewerperson. This journey isn't just one person, it's a collaborative effort, and I'm pretty sure at the end of this, y'all will see that. This episode is called Scene Builders, Associates of the Sewer. We're going to talk about the artists who carried the sound forward, who expanded an audience, and who left fingerprints all over the scene wherever they walked. Think of this as a map of the wider world around Sewerperson, not just his story, but the people who pushed and pulled all of the edges to make it bigger into what it is today. Before we get into it, I want to touch base on a couple things, like always. First things first. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button, turn them notifications on, because every time I post, go live, or post videos, you will get a notification. That'll help me, that'll help you, that'll help Sewer, that'll help Guardin, that'll help Guccihighwaters, that'll help Swaine, that'll help every artist that I'm going to bring on here. Do all of that, all right? Do all of that. Subscribe, turn notifications on. When I get the Instagram back, follow the Instagram. You know, I have faith I'm going to get it back. It's just a matter of time. Second, if you haven't already, in discord.gg/sewerperson, it's literally right below my finger. If you haven't, go get that podcast role that's in the roles channel. The podcast role will allow me to ping you and alert you every single time that I post, go live, think of something, I need input, anything, you know? If you're not in the Discord, join it. Like Cappy said, you see it in the chat right there. Get in here if you're not in there. If you don't want to join the Discord, it's cool. I appreciate you tapping in anyways. Third, I've said it on the last 2 podcasts, maybe 3 podcasts. I don't know how long I've known of it. Nashville, Tennessee, September 27th. Sewerperson, Ronan, JU, I'm there, live in the flesh. Aquafina there, live in the flesh. Glamourlust, live in the flesh. Ton of Guardin Chord homies, live in the flesh. Come interact with the community. Come get on some content. I'm going to be shooting reels. I'm hopefully going to be, I want to interview people, whether it's inside the venue, outside the venue, at my B&B or hotel, whatever I do. I want people to get involved. I don't want it to just be these segments. Like I said, I want to do content that's more frequent. Posting and going live once a week is not cutting it for me, guys. I got a lot of ideas. So Nashville, September 27th. If you cannot make it there, I hope you can make it to the tour that's coming soon. If there's a tour coming soon, I believe this is the last performance for the year. So, all right. Yo, Nashville's gonna be divided into sections. Non-Discord members get the shit seats. That's funny. Yeah, that's funny. Fourth, I opened artist submissions, guys. I'm hoping that people spread the link for the artist submissions. It should be already in the description right now. If it's not already, it'll be there afterwards. It's in the Discord. Under the category for the podcast and in the information channel, it's in there. Submit 3 songs, whether it's your songs, your buddy's songs, any of that, if you want them to be played in the intro and outro playlists. My intro and outro playlists for the community are going to start next week. Next Thursday, the 28th, is going to be a pre-recorded episode, and that's when I'm going to start the intro and outro playlists. Submit your music, submit your friends' music, all of that, guys. Come on. Let's get it up there. YouTube's telling myself that I'm going live. Shout out to YouTube for giving me the notification. Last but not least, community submissions. These are in the Discord. In any channel in the Discord, you do /confess and it'll automatically send me an anonymous message. So if you want your name to be said on stream for that community submission, put your name in that. These submissions, the /confess, are for, I've asked several questions already. I don't remember all of them. I know the last one that I really asked is what keeps you coming back to the scene, and I have 2 submissions to finish that up. If you want to answer any questions that I've asked, if you want to give a personal experience, episode 10 is going to rely on those community submissions. So I'm going to be asking for a ton of those soon. I really want everybody to be involved. You don't have to put your name on it. It's automatically anonymous. Wasted said he's going to put legal remixes in the submissions. Bro, if I get copyrighted, you also did from the last episode. What line stuck with you most? / did it leave you something? Did it remind you of something in your own life? Damn, I did ask a question. I don't think anybody submitted for that. I ain't gonna lie. So I don't think anybody submitted for that. So I completely forgot. You can confess anything. You can confess anything, dude. You know, there's a whole filter chat, so whatever is put in there doesn't get read on stream. I approve it and then it gets read on stream. So if you want to say something crazy, don't troll me, don't spam the bot, because I will remove your permissions to do that. But if you want to put a show experience, a Discord experience, you shared this music with your friend on Xbox 360 way back in the day and now you're listening together 10 years later type thing, like stuff like that, real life experiences, put those in /confess in any channel in the Discord. Dev slang episode, make him play Dress to Impress with me. Bro, you ain't ready for that. I did the cake decorator game on Roblox and I had kids literally crying. Like, kids were like, this is unfair, blah 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 blah, why is he winning every round? Yeah, you know what's up. Anyways, before I start yapping, I got 3:15-ish minutes segments wrote up on Swaine, Guardin, and Guccihighwaters. But before I get into that, I want to touch base on these community submissions that I was just talking about, because I want everybody's stories to be told, not just mine. Submissions. Window capture. Hey, it works this time, guys. It just took, I went through hell and back to try to get this to work this time. Anyways. Yo, Wasted. This is going on YouTube. Chill, bruh. Chill. He said, my bad. My German shooter out of control, bro. We popped the bean before the stream. Now he's on one. Sweating. All right, guys. First confession. I asked, what keeps you coming back to the scene? Submission 25 says, I know I can consistently find someone with a loud and beautiful passion. I know I can sooner than later see someone being real, or at the very least doing their best to be their truest self. And that's one of the most beautiful things. Facts. But then you add the art on top of that, and it's like instant feelings shot through your personal experience of the art, and boom, you got a banger moment. Cheers to more of those moments. Cheers to more of those moments. Blinker checkpoint. Shout out to y'all. Seriously, I think that's a good reason why a lot of us stay in the scene and around here, is because we find an artist who kind of feels like a friend, or, you know, an acquaintance. We know him through his music. He pops in the Discord from time to time, you know, talks for an hour and a half after listening parties. It's somebody who's not just making money off of this. It's somebody who wants to actually connect with his community that he's built. And whether he built the community on purpose or not, he's rolling with it, to say the least. You know, it's like he's embracing everybody and everything that comes with him putting his name on this music. Yo, Carter said in the YouTube chat a minute ago, he said, already ate my snack and the show hasn't even started. I'm terrible. When I go to movies, bro, I eat my popcorn before the freaking, it's terrible, before the commercials are done. But anyways, whoever did the submission, your name's not on it. I can't see your name because the bot's anonymous. I appreciate you. Send more submissions in. This is exactly why. And especially you looking forward with that last line, cheers to more of those moments, shows that you're not going nowhere. Even if he drops maybe an album that you don't necessarily like, you're not going to go nowhere just because, you know, you're not going to post on Reddit, Sewer fell off. You know, like, you're a real supporter. I don't even want to say fan. You're a real supporter. So shout out to you. Let's go back up to the next one. Damn Dev calling out screwy haters. Damn right I'm calling out screwy haters. The hip hop and rap aesthetic is what got Miles into the algorithm, and if people can't come to grips with that and realize that hip hop is a huge part of who Miles is, every track shows growth, whether it's a song that you like or not. People like music. Just because you don't like an album doesn't mean that the artist fell off. There's something called experimentation and growth. Anyways, confession number 21. What keeps me coming back is the vibes, the people, the music, pretty much just the community as a whole, man. Everyone here is just so awesome and relatable. And I find it cool that we all connect because one person, no, I forgot who said it first, but I give them credit. Facts. I forgot who said that first too. Progress isn't linear. Facts. It's not. Sometimes people revisit old styles, and sometimes people keep moving forward with styles that they're trying currently. Yeah. All right. Before I start yapping about Swaine, because he's the first person in this in order, I just want to give a quick note. I gave it at the beginning of this, but all of the information disclosed in this podcast is a culmination of my research for the last 2 weeks. I watched interviews, read Discord chats, and scrolled through hundreds of comment sections. I made a burner Instagram and got banned on the burner Instagram looking through Guardin's comment sections. Timelines may not be completely accurate and there may be gaps. I'm not covering every single song, every single album, we have a long while to cover everything on these artists. These are my takes on these 3 artists' careers. Yo, shout out Swaine, bro. Thanks for coming through, bro. I'm literally just about to get started on your piece. Yeah, so these are my takes on all of these artists' careers so far. Like I said before, my research was limited by Meta because I couldn't dig as far on Instagram as I wanted to. So I'm pretty much just, if you don't know these artists, I think this is a good way, a good introduction for all of you. Without further ado, I'm going to get started with the man who just joined the chat right now. If you guys are ready to get started, I want to see W's in both chats. I need participation. This is a lot of yapping. It's a lot of yapping. So I need y'all to like show me that you're listening, you know? W's in the chat. Yo, shout out everybody already. Shout out everybody. All right, yeah. All right, y'all are ready. Swaine. Swaine is, if you know anything about the underground right now, Swaine is a rapper. If you've never heard of him before, the first thing to know is that his story doesn't follow the usual path of chasing some viral hit and a lot of clicks and a lot of views. While the majority of his music cannot be classified as anything near emo-rap, I personally believe he's one of the most influential people in the underground, and he's been one of the most influential people for years. He's someone who's inspired so many. We've heard Sewer say it, that he dropped an album and it made Sewer want to pick up the pen. Swaine is, without a doubt, I've personally met this guy, one of the realists in this scene. None of his music portrays something that he isn't, and none of it is just for show. None of it is for the gram. All of it's from the heart. Swaine's one of those artists who's been quietly building a world of his own, Swaine's world, brick by brick, long before most people even realized how deep his catalog goes. 561 tracks as of August 21, 2025. 561 tracks on SoundCloud as I say this. And to really understand him, I feel like you have to go all the way back to his SoundCloud beginnings, because that's where he carved his identity out before streaming services ever had the chance to catch up. You can hear how Swaine moved with the scene, but never faded into it. Before most people were even checking for names and big features, he was already swapping ideas with his high school buddy we know as Sewerperson, and circling that same late night vibe diary entry space. It wasn't rollouts, it wasn't press releases, it's uploads and comments and a slow, consistent buildup of listeners who started to notice his voice cutting through. That's the root. Swaine's catalog isn't built for attention, it's built for momentum. Swaine's catalog is his movement. One of the earliest snapshots of Swaine's artistry comes through on tracks like Swaine's World, Misty Six, and Can You Feel It with Nine Tails that dropped on the Swaine's World album in 2018. This was posted on SoundCloud. And these aren't polished singles that are aimed for mainstream, but they set the tone for everything that's to come afterwards. Swaine's World feels like him declaring that this is his, planting the flag, saying outright that this is his territory. Misty Six, I feel like leaned heavily into more cinematic, almost game-like imagery. And there's people already calling out the COD bars in the comments, which foreshadowed how his love for games like Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, Half-Life would later bleed directly into full projects. These tracks didn't explode overnight, but they built an early core of listeners who could sense that he wasn't just another face in the underground. He had a unique style and a unique vision. That's what sets him apart from 90% of people in the scene, I feel like. Swaine hasn't veered from that vision that he set forth way back when. From there, Swaine started to sharpen his delivery with projects and singles that felt bigger, harder, and more confident. In spring of 2020, I believe, he dropped Dunes on SoundCloud. And it feels like stepping into a wide, sun-baked landscape with slow air, long horizons, and everything moving with patience. The drums don't rush you. The writing does the work. It's all dust-dry images and steady pulses that keep you inching forward. It's a compact record, but it breathes big. It's the kind of music that you can let play while the whole world goes quiet for a minute. More than anything, I think, personally, Dunes proved that he could build a place and leave you there. There's no tricks. There's no overdrive. It's just pure confidence in space. And fans treated it like a mirage that they keep coming back to. For years, this album Dunes was being talked about in his Discord, so I had to check it out, and I was really impressed. What makes Swaine stand out is that he's never stayed stuck in one mode. With a lot of his early discography consisting of a ton of production collaborations and YouTube beats, he's dabbled into self-production a ton. Albums like Moon God and Space Jam weren't just him rapping. They were him taking full creative control of his entire sound and producing beats that just matched his voice, his themes perfectly. It's the drums feel placed for his cadence. It's not a generic template or a sample. Even if it was a sample, it's a sample that's twisted and made his own. He's in the chat saying that was a long time ago. It seems like a lifetime ago. Swaine, those albums are what made me a fan, because not everybody can take an idea from both sides, not just lyrics, but the production side too, and completely execute on that idea, bro. Like, amazing job with those two albums. When I show people your music, I always show them your self-production first. I think self-production is the most impressive thing in the scene. Anybody can write lyrics, but to do the whole thing yourself, dude, even if it's samples cut from Splice and reversed and blah, 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 dude, the work speaks for itself. Even when the beats are skeletal, he fills them with intention. There's little timing choices, there's clipped syllables, and there's lines that spill past the bar and resolve in the next line, like he planned that breath in advance. The melodies leave air where his voice pushes and retracts. He understands music theory. He doesn't just want to make sounds that sound good. He understands the whole process. Although he had previously self-produced some of his music, these two albums, Moon God and Space Jam, were the moments where I think he went from being just a rapper, an underground rapper, or a voice in the underground, to being a fully self-contained and self-sufficient artist. These projects prove that he doesn't need to rely on outside production or anybody else to get him where he wants to go. He builds these worlds, he builds these songs, he can build his catalog on his own. Songs like 9-9 and Depth are the tracks where I personally noticed how different Swaine was from every other rapper in the scene. These are really when I started saving tracks and tapping in. In a scene dominated by guitar loops and emotionally strained lyrics, Swaine's always been the dude focused on hip-hop and R&B aesthetics, rapping and wordplay, something I personally really appreciate. He quickly proved that his songwriting can stand tall next to anybody in the scene. He's a top 3 spitter, and he ain't number 2 or 3. Just saying. Those tracks, 9-9 and Depth, were ridiculously hard. They're confident cuts that extend the momentum from his self-production era and make it obvious that he can swing between full projects and knockout singles without losing his identity, without losing his vision. Not long after his self-production arc, some of the most important projects in his career took shape with the producer we all know and love, Eric Godlow. The first run of this generational feat came in the form of a trilogy, a 3-pack of albums, 1.6, Source, and Ravenholm. This trilogy is where the FPS games, the Counter-Strikes, the Half-Life influence, the inspiration really shines through on 1.6 and Source. From the track names to the wordplay, Swaine put his everything into those albums. The Counter-Strike imprint isn't just the names, it's the pacing. It's like, I feel like 1.6 feels like late night scrimmages, clutch decisions, clean snaps, and a little tension baked into every measure. Well, Source kind of tightens the screws. There's colder corner peaks, nervier momentum, and that between round electricity in the drums. One second, I gotta get a little hot here. I'm turning on my fan. Talking too much. For anybody familiar with the Half-Life, with the Counter-Strike games, it was an immediate nod that's not just casual referencing. These games are deeply, deeply rooted in his real-life influences. Source expanded on those influences with tighter production and more layered storytelling, and then Ravenholm became that record where I personally think that everything clicked perfectly. Absolutely perfectly. When you finally get to Ravenholm in the trilogy, it reads less like a production experiment that it's claimed to be, and more like a team that's learned when to push together and when to hold an angle, if we want to keep talking about Counter-Strike influences. Heavily inspired by Half-Life 2, which Swaine got me into by dropping all these teasers for Ravenholm. He was just like, yeah, it's inspired by Half-Life 2, and I was like, damn, that game's so nostalgic, I have to buy it so I can get ready. Ravenholm's a nod to 80s pop. It's a heavily 80s pop influenced hip hop album that should have won the award for Album of the Year in 2022. Every time that I talk to anybody about this, I literally make that claim that Ravenholm is literally the Album of the Year in 2022. Mainstream, underground, screw Taylor Swift, screw Lil Baby, screw Lil Durk, all of that, dude. Swaine is the one who had Album of the Year in 2022 with Ravenholm. If you haven't heard it after this, go check it out. I promise you that you will not be disappointed. It wasn't the first time that Swaine and Eric worked together, but I think it was the first time that they both fully leaned into experimentation and trusted each other with it and came out with something that felt completely confident and forward thinking. Part of why this run feels so lived in is the neighborhood around it. I mentioned MV earlier, Night Vibes, the collective of Swaine, Eric Godlow, Scotty Splash, and Sewer. They move like a house where people are always dropping by. You hear it in overlaps and in the way that ideas echo between all of their songs, between all of their pages. It isn't branding first. This isn't some collective that's clickbaiting and carrying on their views. It's muscle memory. When they cross on a song, it sounds way less like a feature and more like friends finishing each other's sentences. Literally, if you listen to the first song I played on here, they finished each other's sentences. You can't really talk about Swaine's journey without at least acknowledging how his crew believe in the same theory of consistent output and experimentation. Night Vibes is Swaine. Like I said before, Swaine literally never limited himself to one lane. His collaborations with producer Celty, somebody else who I met, known as the Swelty tapes, add a different dimension, a whole new layer. Swelty tape 1 and 2 both showcased Not only the chemistry between them, blending Celti's moody, atmospheric, out of this world production with Swaine's ability to adapt his delivery in any situation. Swaine doesn't just disappear into the spacey aesthetic. He uses it to his full advantage, tucking line into the spaces that Celti leaves and letting the melody carry without forcing a hook every 30 seconds. It's a reminder that he can visit another producer's architecture and still sound exactly like himself. These tapes might not always get the same spotlight as his more polished albums, but for people who dig deep in his discography, they're essential. You can't overlook these because they show how versatile this guy really freaking is, dude. He never backs down from a challenge. Go listen to some of those beats. Like, I love Celti, but some of them, even he said, I make noise. Celti, when you ask him what he does, he says he makes noise. So some of these beats are some that you can't even, if you were to hear it without lyrics on it, there's stuff that you're like, how would I rap on this? But Swaine stepped up to the table and knocked it out of the park, man. Like, Lag is amazing. Crystal Ocean is amazing. There's so many songs on those two tapes that I'm not touching on in this passage that y'all have to go check out, because those two tapes are underrated, man. It shows there's a complete contrast between, because it sounds like Celti wanted to make something for Swaine as a challenge, and like I said, he never backed down. So I'm gonna move on from that because y'all need to go check it out, seriously. There's a different side. There's the side of Swaine that leans more into R&B infused rap. With Round of Applause that has Eric and Scotty involved, it feels like a deliberate step into a smoother, more melodic territory that contrasts perfectly with Swaine's vocal range. Listen to the music, guys. This guy's range is absolutely insane. Lost in the Virtual, which came after Round of Applause, took that a step further. Outside of its opening track, which Eric handled, the album was completely self-produced once again, making it a showcase of just how far Swaine had come in terms of building his entire soundscapes. If you go compare the beats from Lost in the Virtual to Moon God and Space Jam, you'll see that he's grown so much. And like he said in the chat, this guy gets it. He got it. On Lost in the Virtual, he got it. These projects are crucial because they reveal another layer. He wasn't just trying to be hard-hitting or experimental. He was capable of pulling from his R&B influences and weaving real emotions into rap in a fresh way that still felt authentic to the underground. It's not just bars. It's not just metaphors and similes. It's not just catchy and punny punchlines because he incorporates a ton of humor into his music. It's real. Eventually, Swaine and Eric linked up for another 3-pack run. This is their second trilogy. The World, Is Yours, and Swaine. If the first trilogy was about experimenting and finding a groove, this second run feels more like a victory lap. Kind of a flex. I ain't gonna lie. Go listen to some of the records. Swaine's talking his shit, man. 3 statements and no wasted motion. I feel like the world looks outward. Is yours kind of turns inward, and then Swaine, his self-titled album, once again plants that same flag into the ground that he planted with Swaine's World from 2018. It feels like an artist who's fully settled into his identity. He sounds confident. He sounds happy. And he's having fun with it. You can hear it in the lyrics. You can literally hear him smiling on some of the bars because he knows this is the one. He knows he got it at this point. With this second trilogy, Swaine knows he's the shit. He's just waiting on everybody to catch up. In between the trilogies with Eric, he still punched through with standalones and other projects. In late 2023, he dropped so many songs, but Crucifix came out as a single, And then Tuesday came out on his birthday tape that's titled Swaine Day. These tracks are both fast, hard-hitting records. The drums are mean, radio ready. The pockets are tight, and the phrasing has that confident snap that makes you rewind to clock how he just slid the fuck across that beat. I heard Crucifix for the first time, and I was like, what? If you go listen to that after this podcast, you'll see how different Crucifix and Tuesday are from all of his other sounds, but he planned and executed perfectly. These two songs, Crucifix and Tuesday, are reminders that even after all of the moody emotional lines and all of the architecture, he can still hit the gas, burn rubber, and leave tire marks and make a fucking banger that nobody can catch. Nobody has nothing on this dude. He's going in between R&B, synthy, like auto-tuney, hard radio tracks that I can see at a festival, and then going back to bars, like real bars, real rap, guys, like not just somebody sitting there making clever stuff up. No, he's rapping. This guy's wordplay is insane. Both of those tracks, Crucifix and Tuesday, show his ability to deliver raw and high energy performances over beats that hit like a freaking freight train. They're both something that I can see played at Rolling Loud. They might not come as the most popular songs to casual listeners, and they're not going to be the ones that people bring up first. I mean, Tuesday might. I've seen a lot of people like Tuesday, I ain't going to lie. I think that's one of your most popular songs right now. But for fans who are digging through the discography, digging through the catalog, they could easily become staples because of how they fully captured your Swaine's aggressive, no holds barred, what do I got to lose side of his artistry. He's not afraid to try things new. Moving on to more recent releases like The Long Cry and the mixtape Kiss of Death, they added even more range to his body of work, to his Swaine's world. These gave fans records that touched on darker moods while still sounding expansive, while still hearing the growth. Along the way, somewhere along the way, I was not around when he first did this, and I don't know where it's at right now, but along the way, he started selling Swaine's World ticket t-shirts, which shows that he understood the importance of giving fans something tangible to hold on to. I kind of just threw that in here because I wanted to mention that, and I wore the Swaine's World ticket shirt, I believe, in the first or second episode. I just did my laundry, so it's probably in the bottom of the, I didn't plan correctly because I wanted to wear it again, but yeah, my bad. As I stated before, you can't classify Swaine's music as emo-rap, but he deserves to be talked about in our community, without a doubt. I don't care if you like hip-hop or not, this guy is influential. He has a song for everyone. And when you put the whole story together, Swaine doesn't look like an artist chasing hype, chasing numbers, chasing money. He's an artist who's built this career brick by brick, starting with the SoundCloud drops, moving into self-production, experimenting with long collaborative runs, finding his identity on streaming platforms, and then finally coming back full circle with projects that balance all of it. He knows what he's doing. His whole catalog is a map of growth. And it shows why people who pay actual close attention to the scene hold him in such high regard. Listen to all of the artists who I'm talking about talk about Swaine. There's not a single person who will say anything bad about him, and that's not because they're afraid of saying something bad. It's because they know he deserves his props. He's a rapper in a scene that's dominated by emotional, strained lyrics, screaming vocals, guitar loops, and a lot of clones. He's versatile. He's consistent. He's intentional. Every step is planned out. He's the type of artist that you follow not just for a hit, but to be a part of his journey. That's my take on Swaine's career so far. It's years of steady, consistent work. No shortcuts. Just Swaine building his own world, song by song, until it all clicks. Project by project, collaboration by collaboration. If this is your first time really tuning in, then let the music make the case. I'm about to step away from the microphone for a second, and I'm going to roll 4 tracks back to back. First up is going to be Odyssey. Let me pull these up real quick. Odyssey is off of Swaine's Space Jam album that's self-produced. It's a widescreen opener that feels like Liftoff. After Odyssey, I'm going to play Opposing Force from Ravenholm, which is part of that. It's the third song in the first trilogy with Eric Godlow. Tapping into the FBS-coded edge and the adrenaline that runs through his harder records. Third, after Opposing Force, I'm going to play my favorite song by Swaine, You Don't Understand, off of Lost in the Virtual, where he drops his guard a little bit and lets the weight sit in the room with all of us. He gives us something to think about. His vocals on this track, on that You Don't Understand track, are impeccable. Listen, please. And then after, we're going to close the block with The Letter, off of the long Cry. It's reflective and feels like a finale. It's the kind of track that lingers after the last line. Without further ado, I'm going to play Odyssey by Swaine. Turn this up.
It's my Odyssey. Yeah, only worry about what's in front of me. Birthday coming up, what I got to be proud of. I'm the worst critic and I'm down some. Yeah, go and play that back. Yeah, house pulled over like it's way too fast. That shit that I talk, you might need that crap. And I do it cause I gotta let it sink like taps. Yeah. Melody pretty, only thing I know, just a kid from the city. Started from the dirt, real gritty. Never could relax, so I'm worried about pity. Yeah, yeah. Melody pretty, only thing I know, just a kid from the city. Started from the dirt, real gritty. Never could
Pot's
relax,
doing us
so
dirty.
I'm worried about pity. I need fifties, triples, hundreds, gimme. Gotta buy life for the ones that get me. Everything I type comes from me, no tricky. Fall into a slump, but I'm cool, no biggie. So I make a Space Jam. Don't shake hands, I can't overstate that. I just wanna lay back, breaking my back, but I love it and I stay that. Could never fake that.
What'd he say?
Ain't a movie business. I sold a couple tickets, but it wasn't screenings. I told everyone I make it, wasn't kidding.
Okay.
Melody pretty,
Hey.
only thing I know, just a kid from the city. Started from the dirt, real gritty. Never could relax, so I'm worried about pity. Yeah. Melody pretty, only thing I know, just a kid from the city. Started from the dirt, real gritty. Never could relax, so I'm worried about pity. Always got a question inside. Always unsure about my and overthink, guess all the things in my life. But I can't face, so I'm taking a dive. Run away, one note summarized it. I can't go back and forth with you, and I'm waiting on this to go, so I can't. I put up roadblocks to where I can't win. That burns in the chest like I just sipped gin. Got so many ways to say I ain't shit. I give all I can and still I don't get warp speed. I'll be back, just let me go swim.
Said floating.
Floating, let me go swim. I'm floating here. I'm learning here.
He's learning.
Melody pretty,
He ain't afraid.
only thing I know, just a kid from the city. Started from the dirt, real gritty. Never could relax, so I'm worried about pity. Yeah. Melody pretty, only thing I know, just a kid from the city. Started from the dirt, real gritty. Never could relax, so I'm worried about pity.
Fire. Wavy ass beat, for real. What's crazy is that's self-produced. Like I said before, it's that pocket, man. Swaine gets in that pocket and you can't stop him. you know, you can't stop, dude. Once he gets going, you can't stop him. The second one is Opposing Force off of Raven Home, produced by Eric Godlow. There is a music video to this one out, but I don't have everything set up for me to pull it up. But go check it out afterwards, because it's actually a pretty cool music video. I was on the streets where it was taken. I seen where this was taken.
It's time to get at it again. We cast bigger shadows than them. The sledge grab this slave and leave them dead. They've tried to build on every planet. No one's ever dared to challenge us. 7 hours in enough for five. You can run it high enough for long. In the way we crush you like a bug. 10 bill, 20 bill, 30 bill, but it don't matter. There's more of us, more of us, more of us that you can imagine. Everywhere, 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 always at once. And somewhere out there you're scared and you should run. Run, you should run. Run, 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 you should run. Run, you should run, run, run from us.
Yeah.
You're surrounded, there's nowhere to go. All the walls that you built ain't enough. It's too much, yes I know, yes I know. But it's futile, it's our turn to grow. It's our turn to grow, It's our turn to grow. It's time to get at it again. We cast bigger shadows than them. The sledge grab this slave and leave them dead. They've tried to build on every planet. It's time to get at it again. We cast bigger shadows than them. The sledge grab this slave and leave them dead. They've tried to build on every planet.
That's so sick. That song's sick because I feel like when Ravenholm came out, it was such a fresh album. You know, I was so used to hearing guitar loops and hard beats and just, you know, I was used to hearing rapping from Swaine too. So he went on Instagram Live one day and played 3 or 4 snippets from this, and I actually took a YouTube recording and it's on my YouTube. And genuinely, when he played Citadel, which is the first song from Ravenholm, I was like, this is going to be my favorite album of the year. And it was. That song Citadel is absolutely insane. I was gonna play that, but at the same time, I literally messaged him like 2 or 3 days ago, and I was like, I'm trying to choose 3 songs to play by you, and I literally can't. He has so many good songs that I want to showcase, man. And I feel like I wanted to get something from Kiss of Death that showed more of his rapping side, but that's gonna be your guys' job to look into him after this. I'm gonna stop yapping. I got a lot of more yapping to do tonight. The next song I'm gonna play is my personal favorite song from Swaine, not only because I really like the song, but because the lyrics. The lyrics are something that I resonate with. The lyrics are something that I carry myself thinking about every single day. You know, it's a song that when it comes on at work, I stop everything I'm doing to go to Spotify and turn it up. It's a song that I can't refuse to listen to. I've never skipped this song when it comes on. And if you think that last song was good with singing and everything, he said he was in the booth. He said that shit took me so many takes in the booth, sweating my ass off. I don't know how you did this next one, man, because the vocal range on this song alone is insane. This is You Don't Understand off of Lost in the Virtual. And I believe this is self-produced too. Correct me if I'm wrong, Swaine.
Yeah. I don't speed under starlight. I just let this shit cruise like Tom, and it's alright. I put on for my mom, and it's why I'm like big dog in the drums, and I'm wide-eyed, thinking about life, making money, leaving none dry. Outside it's getting cold with a frostbite. Same time I'm getting numb to my eyesight.
Hey.
Same time I'm getting pissed about the limelight. I want it. I don't recognize it's all been coming to me. I got it. I don't even know why it's still something to me.
Oh.
And this ain't worth nothing yet, but I'm still on the grind like you ain't seen nothing yet. For the record, I've been even more hungry than when I started. I'm like, comparison, a thief of joy. I just need me to be cool with it, but I can't. I ain't even go to school with it, and I made sure to be a whole fool with it. I don't think too highly of your boy, and it's like that. Made friends with everyone, but still got the eye patch on, and it drives me crazy.
I lose hope and I get mad lazy.
Still write songs, but they all like maybe. I'm off for a break, but how many can I take? I just wish I wasn't me sometimes, for my sake and your sake. Got me feeling off in the club, and I'm still in the middle of the lake with the bread half baked and the edge right there. I be falling off way many bets I've made with myself, trying to see the sunrise yet again, but I can't.
Why would you let go?
Come on.
So alone. Maybe understand. Why would you let go? Why would you let go?
I don't understand much of nothing, but I know I be evil to myself, and there ain't no letting go. Tighten grip the spirit, let it break and crumble slow. I don't even see the point to continue anymore. Forgive me for this hole that I dug. It's a deep one.
It's a deep one.
I'm getting to the point in the mud. I don't see one, you know. Forgive me for this hole that I dug. It's a deep one. I'm getting to the point in the mud. I don't see one, you know. Forgive me for this hole that I dug. It's a deep one, deep one, deep one. I'm getting to the point in the mud. I don't see one, you know. I don't see one, you know.
Bro said this groovy for real, for real.
I don't see one.
It's got that shake my hips like a bad bitch. Yeah.
Why would you let go? Why would you let Maybe understand.
Make me understand.
Why would you let go? Why would you let
Can y'all see why that's my favorite track by him? Or is it just me alone with that one? Because like I personally think that's like some of his best work. I mean, he's definitely improved and he's done a lot lately. He's done a lot of good music lately, but that song is something that I'm never gonna get away from. Think I'm starting to see now that Swaine and Miles bounce off of each other. Seriously. Like, I know Miles is leaning more heavier into that like alt rock type of music right now, but like I remember Miles went live on Instagram I want to say a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, right? And Swaine had just dropped. And I asked in the comments about Swaine's album, and he was like, dude, I got to go pick up the pen. You know, like immediately he was like, I gotta go pick up the pen. The new mixtape is coming in hot. Swaine is dropping new music soon. I don't know when. Don't, if you want to give the release date on here, you can, Swaine. I'm not pressuring you to do anything crazy, but yeah. He drops new music so often. He's probably one of the most consistent artists in the whole underground, not just this emo rap pocket that we're in because of Sewerperson. He is one of the most consistent artists in the underground, period. I got one more to play for him. Monthly. Yep, he drops new music monthly. Drops singles with Eric monthly. We played his most recent song of the summer. I believe it's Plenty of Time, right? We played that. And that shit's fire. That's too fire. All right. Fourth song by Swaine. This is off of The Long Cry, which is, I feel like, more of a reflective album. You'll hear a lot of real life references in the song. He's brutally honest with himself when it comes to his music, and this song is a direct reflection of himself being real. Without further ado, this is The Letter off of The Long Cry, produced by Eric Godlow. Also another one of my favorites by him.
Yeah.
I saw this live. He went crazy.
For you. I just had to say this shit clean for you. I don't got time to show love no more. I tried that, but I got burned, slow burn. Flame hotter than the sun, and I'm real sure. Still driven for this like I got a chauffeur. Still playing me in a whip for a shirt. Went swimming in the depths till I hit shore. Hated what I found, spun it back for a third. I'll make sure Toronto's cold this summer. So make sure you boys got coats with the fur. Make sure you boys got coats with the fur. My album is the one that'll make me solidified, certified, immortalized. Stamp on this letter says Swaine is the one. My magnum opus is yet to be done. I had a fixing for a magnet in the lung 6 months ago, wishing I could fly into the sun. Wishing I could quit somehow and disappear. Yearning for the days when everything was clear. The possibility of death coming quick here. Yeah. Look, yeah, I got friends and family, I'm blessed. Yeah, I got a girl in love, yes, I'm blessed. Yeah, I got a whip and clothes, and I'm blessed. It don't mean shit when you're down in the depths. It don't mean shit when you know you're depressed. It don't mean shit when you can't admit. It don't mean shit when you don't wanna say it. I mean, I'm glad that I got all of this, but I'm terrified I could lose all of it in an instant.
Yo, Doa, seriously. His delivery is great, off the charts, dude.
Yeah.
He knows what he's doing.
Into the summer, and now I'm trying not to panic. Knee attack in a washroom. Office might turn to the Titanic.
Okay, I'm off this again. I need to take a break, clear heads. I need to take a nap, lay again. No, I need to burn a little of that brown leaf. Calm down, heavy hearts don't live long. Get calm, face off, what your fears are. Die young, I don't know about this shit no more. Tryna snap out of the devil. Tryna pick up where I left and be regular. If I could do what I said I would do, what if even that don't mean much to someone? All this shit that I'm terrified of. Shit that I'm...
Yeah. Swaine's somebody who undeniably is one of the most talented artists in the underground, whether you want to count him as part of the emo rap scene or just as a general underground rapper. He's somebody who has talent. He's somebody who can produce his own lyrics. He's somebody who's not afraid to collaborate. He's worked with Cavasol. He's worked with Eric. He's worked with Crizzy White, dude. He's done features for so many people. Swaine has done features for so many people, and I feel like Swaine is featured on so many people's albums. He's not afraid to work. Mongo Push was hard. all I got left to say to y'all about Swaine is if you didn't know him, now you do. Go check his music out. Go follow him on Instagram. Go show his YouTube love. Go show streaming services love. You know, he deserves it. Oh yeah, he collaborates with our community too. Wasted Time. He collaborates with so many producers in our community. Soda, he collaborated with Soda before anybody else would too. Like, this guy is not afraid to work with new people. I feel like we need more people and more artists like Swaine in the underground who aren't afraid to not just work with anybody, but give the sauce on how they work too. Swaine's not afraid to give you pointers. I've personally sent him music before when I did music, and he gave me actual criticism, not just "this sounds good, bro." He told me, "Yo, you need to up your delivery here. It sounds good, blah 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 blah." He gave me criticism and wasn't afraid to be real. And that's really what matters. Before I move on to the next artist, I just want to say, personally, thank you to Swaine for not only popping in and supporting the stream, supporting the podcast, always supporting this community with everything we do, but thank you for your art. I don't have a flower to give you right now, but the point of me doing this is me giving you your flowers that you deserve. I might not be some big, huge, million follower streamer or something, dude, but like, thank you for your art. Thank you for pushing hip hop culture forward and innovating. And thank you for working with Miles. Thank you for working with all the artists that you work with. All of that, dude. I appreciate it, man. Seriously. Yeah, man. Drop roses. Drop the rose emoji in the chat. Drop the rose emoji in the chat so we can give him his flowers before I move on from here, because he deserves it, man. I'm telling you right now, this guy, crazy. Look at that. Look at that, Swaine. If he does a listening party for his mixtape, I'll be sure to post that in the podcast channel. But that was pretty much all I had for the Swaine section of the podcast. W, like W Swaine, W community. He said, "I love you seriously. You don't know how much all of this means to me, and this shit is my obsession." Boom. All right, guys. Damn, that was a lot. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for me to move on? W Swaine. Let's get W Swaine in the chat. I know y'all just dropped roses, but let's get a W Swaine before I move on. I'll start. W Swaine. Yup. Valid. Yup. All right. Moving on. The next artist that I'm going to talk about is somebody who we're probably all familiar with. Guccihighwaters. Guccihighwaters is one of those names that you can't really talk about the underground without mentioning. He represents a quieter backbone of the scene that Sewerperson is currently thriving in right now. If you trace back to the roots of this wave, you'll find Gucci at a crucial junction. First, as a producer, and then as an artist, and eventually a collaborator who helped merge audiences and set the tone for a softer, more intimate strain of emo rap. Oh, my camera is lagging like crazy right now, y'all. Y'all see that? Y'all see that? Uno momento, por favor. Seriously. Swaine's segment broke my camera, bro. It was too fire. That's funny. I just had to restart the app. I use my phone, an old iPhone, for my camera, which is why that just happened. So let me restart. I'm going to restart the whole thing, by the way, because Guccihighwaters is one of those names that you can't talk about the underground without mentioning. He represents a quieter backbone of the scene that Sewerperson is currently thriving in. If you trace back the roots of this wave, you'll find Gucci at a crucial junction, first as a producer and then as an artist, and eventually a collaborator who helped merge audiences and set the tone for a softer, more intimate strain of emo-rap. Before he was Guccihighwaters, he was not Morgan. That alias is important because that's where this production style started, in my opinion. He's the pioneer of SoundCloud sad boy rap. Minimal beats, haunting piano chords, and plenty of open space for vocals to breathe. You can hear that producer's fingerprint all over his music. It's a double role, a producer and artist in one. It's why his songs feel so cohesive and like diary entries on a beat. And his iconic producer tag too. That's hard. He probably has one of the most memorable producer tags in the scene. He dropped his project Post Death in 2017. It's a release that showed just how raw and unfiltered his early songwriting was. It's a glimpse into where his head was at, and these tracks give you a window into that unfiltered, painful space that he was writing from that caused so many of us to resonate with his music. Once he began releasing under Guccihighwaters, his SoundCloud uploads quickly spread through the underground. I Hate Me Too from Post Death became an early fan favorite. A raw, simple, brutally honest song. It's a diary. Another favorite, High School. High School showed a knack for nostalgia. His voice hushed, conversational almost, like he was leaving a voicemail that you weren't supposed to hear. And then came Rope, a darker, more resigned, built on the same piano-led minimalism. None of these songs charted on radio, but in Discord servers, repost chains, and emo-rap playlists, they were everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. You couldn't go on Twitter, you couldn't go on Instagram at a time without seeing a Guccihighwaters post or a snippet or somebody reposting his music. It just didn't happen. They helped codify a sound, and it's proof that you don't need blown out guitars or screaming vocals to make emo rap hit hard. You could whisper it, lay it over a soft piano, and still leave a crater. One of the biggest pieces of Guccihighwaters' early story, and the part that ties him most directly to Ninetales or Sewerperson, is the collab tape November that released in 2017. That tape's like a time capsule of the SoundCloud underground before the names got bigger and the label started calling. 5 songs long, November captured the chemistry between Gucci and Miles in his Ninetales era. The contrast is what made it so powerful. Gucci would bring the soft, mournful hooks built on pianos and understatement. And then Ninetales would fucking crash out with restless, unfiltered verses, all jagged edges and urgency. Together they created songs that felt like 2 different emotional states in the same night. On tracks like Scars and For Once, you hear that push and pull clearly. Gucci lays the groundwork with his producer-minded restraint that Swaine also has. He lets tracks breathe, while Ninetales fills that space to breathe with energy, pure energy that feels like it could collapse at any moment. Even the rougher cuts like Jansport and Revenge carry that same exact balance, even if the songs aren't as popular. One voice is steady and the other is frantic, but both are circling the same themes of heartbreak and exhaustion and fleeting connection. November wasn't a big commercial project, and it didn't need to be. It welded together 2 fan bases and created a shared audience. The audience is exactly what followed Miles when he transitioned from Ninetales into Sewerperson. A lot of us are here from that era. That's the key point. When Miles rebranded, he wasn't starting over. He was carrying him like a loyal he was carrying a loyal listener base with him that had already been primed by collaborations like November. And Guccihighwaters was a crucial part of the groundwork for Miles' career. Gucci's style, the piano-driven minimalism, the whispered intimacy, had already normalized the idea that emo rap could be quiet and still cut deep. So when Sewerperson leaned into moodier, slower production with the color EPs, there was already a lane carved out for it. The collaboration didn't stop with November. Even though we all love it and love to talk about it so much, years later, they connected again on tracks like The Zodiac. Sewerperson, it's a Sewerperson song with a Guccihighwaters feature produced by Neverfall. Sewer takes the lead with restless verses once again, while Gucci slips in with a spectral counter melody that floats over the beat. It's a reminder that their chemistry didn't die with that old alias. It only matured. And then there's Down and Out, a soft heart track featuring both Sewerperson and Guccihighwaters. This one's a three-way showcase of underground synergy, with each artist occupying their own emotional register, but sharing the same atmosphere. These songs aren't accidents. They're proof of an ongoing creative thread that started years back and still echo today. So, when we say that Gucci helped build the scene that Sewer lives in, what does that mean? Personally, it means a few things. First, his producer origins created a sonic undertone, the soft pianos, the space, the restraint that made room for artists like Sewer to explore vulnerability without maxing out the volume, without screaming always. Second, his SoundCloud hits circulated widely enough to shape the listener expectations, proving that minimalism could resonate in a genre often dominated by extremes. And not just extremes, but the extreme extremes. Third, that November tape gave us a crossover moment, merging Miles and Gucci's fan bases and modeling the kind of collaboration that keeps the underground alive. And then finally, the most recent collabs literally just show continuity. Continue. Fuck that word. It's not nostalgia, it's evolution. Continuity. I know, bro. That was so funny, bro. Oh my god. Shout out to Sil for always dropping the pronunciations. Like I said, guys, I write 11 pages and then I have a 3rd grade reading level and I'm trying to read all of this back. It's kind of funny, I ain't gonna lie. I write all these big words and everything. Like, you have no idea how many big words I skip over because I write them and then I come to read them and I'm like, yo, I can't say that. Anyways, the more recent collabs show continuity. Jesus fuck. Not nostalgia, but evolution. The blueprint still works, just in new rooms and on bigger stages. Gucci himself has since moved on to bigger things, signing with a label, Epitaph Records, and then releasing his 2021 album, Joke's on You. That move to an established alternative label mattered. It proves that underground emo rap has legitimacy behind SoundCloud and beyond SoundCloud and YouTube. It widened that lane that artists like Sewerperson can still drive through, even as their careers diverged and went separate, with Gucci leaning into alt pop and Sewer doubling down on prolific underground storytelling and alt rock. The connective tissue is still undeniable. Most recently, Gucci unveiled his 3rd studio album, Death by Desire. I personally really like this album. It might not be that same Guccihighwaters that we're used to, but I like to see artists grow and try new things. This, once again, is self-produced. It marks a bold evolution, infusing his signature dark R&B leanings with iridescent alt-pop textures. He dives deeper into the artist's inner shadows, exploring themes like lust and greed and jealousy and the dark allure of toxic impulses. Personal standout tracks like Desire, Nobody Else, and If Looks Can Kill are cinematic and emotionally unfiltered. In his own words, in an interview that he did for Epitaph on their website, Death by Desire is his rawest form of his art. This is the version of Gucci where the restraint's gone and honestly takes center stage. Guccihighwaters has also shown how powerful his music can be in a live setting. With the bedroom ballads that were just mentioned, he reimagined songs from Joke's on You in the intimate space where much of his work was created, his own room. The stripped back renditions, laid softly centered around piano and strings, made those tracks feel even more vulnerable. Like you were hearing the very first sketches of them. And just a few weeks ago, with Death by Desire, the live experience, I personally tuned in right at the premiere time. He was in the chat talking to all of his fans. He carried the same intimacy into the performances of Death by Desire's live experience for his newest material. The live versions cut straight to the core, proving that the raw emotions behind the record don't just survive outside of the studio, they hit harder. So to put it simply, Guccihighwaters didn't just make sad songs, he helped architect a corner of the underground. The Not Morgan beats, the SoundCloud Diary tracks, the November tape with Nine Tails, the later collabs with Sewer, they're all steps of the same ladder. And if you look where Sewerperson stands today, part of that ladder is Gucci's handiwork. The underground isn't built by one person at a time, it's a network. And Guccihighwaters is one of the most important quiet scene builders. He's the kind of artist who gave emo-rap the structure that left it standing still to this day. And that's pretty much my take on Guccihighwaters' story. He's not just another sad boy voice in the mix. He's one of the quiet people who gave this underground the backbone. From the production days of Lonely Piano Beats to the Hard November collab and everything he's put out since Epitaph, you can trace the way he carved out a space for an entire lane of emo rap. And the beautiful thing is, he's still pushing it forward today with label backings. This most recent album only proved that. So, like I did with Swaine, let's hear it in real time. I'm going to play you 3 songs that capture different shades of Gucci's artistry. Let me make sure I got these songs right. First up, Run From Me. It's the raw confessional track. After that, it's a reflective song, Lately. And then, I'm going to play my personally favorite song from his newest record, Don't Talk About Love. Without further ado, if you didn't know him before, you're going to know him now. This is Guccihighwaters, Run From Me. The kind of music I want to turn off my lights and just sit here. I hate the pressure, I reside on my own. Can't find the feeling that I found when I was home. Quiet wolf in the back now. I don't feel good about fading to the background. I should have planned it from the start. Now everything is fucked and we're all just torn apart. Trusted me, everything breaks when it touches.
it touches me. You can't enjoy my company. Save yourself, yeah, you should run from me. Yeah, you should run from me. Save yourself, yeah, you should run from me. Yeah, you should run from me. Save yourself, yeah, you should run from me. I love the pain when you break my heart. I love to spend my days in the dark, dusting, I'm like nothing now, all because they think I'm something now. Still the same, I can never change, and you know that I've gone insane. I have dreams of a toe tag. Never should have trusted me. Everything breaks when it touches me. You can't enjoy my company. Save yourself, yeah, you should run from me. You never should have trusted me. Everything breaks when it touches me. You can't enjoy my company. Save yourself, yeah, you should run from me. You never should have trusted me. Everything breaks when it touches me. You can't enjoy my company. Save yourself, yeah, you should run from me. Yeah, you should run from me. Save yourself, yeah, you should run from me. Yeah, you should run from me. Save yourself, yeah, you should run from me.
Once again, that was Run From Me, Guccihighwaters 2018 song. A lot of us know that song. It's not one of the most popular ones, though, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know why. It's a really good song, though. This next one is Lately, which I believe was dropped as a single for Joke's on You. Am I right? No, I'm not right. It's not even on Joke's on You. Damn. All right, I got my information wrong. Lately was, I know for a fact that it was dropped after he signed Epitaph. Why are you pointing fingers? All right, without further ado, Lately by Guccihighwaters. That is not Lately. That is not Lately by Guccihighwaters. This is Lately by Guccihighwaters.
Lately I've been getting these dreams. Someone that I love might leave. Treading but the water's too deep. Floor falling under my feet. What if I can find someone like you? Someone I could talk in the night to. What if I can find nobody? What you mean when you can't say sorry? Days are passing on, I'm getting faded on my own. Is it my fault I didn't know not to leave you all alone? Feel like I don't need a thing. Didn't even ring when I called you. Feel like I can barely think, singing all these songs about you.
about you, about you, about you. Get me in the booth to do the freaking ad-libs, man. I got this. Freestyle time. I'm kidding. I love that song. I really love that song. I feel like even though it came out, I believe 2021, I think it's still a very relevant song. Yeah, I don't want to waste y'all time. I ain't gonna lie. So I'm gonna just roll into the next one. The next song I'm playing is from his most recent album, Death by Desire. It's called Don't Talk About Love. I've been listening to the live experience for like 2.5 weeks, 2 weeks since it dropped. Fire. He said it. You said my mind.
I don't even want you. There's no girl in the world like I said, and they always wanna love some. But I don't love, I just like how you taste tonight. I'm so shallow, I killed my own shadow. You know you don't matter to me tonight. So why you wanna die in my arms? I told you right from the start, I'll end up breaking your heart. It's all for the art. Baby, I'm not on that trust, but I'll fuck you till you go numb. Tonight I only want lust. Don't talk about love. Oh, don't talk about love.
You see how I'm talking about his alt pop kind of switch?
Cause every heart in the world is to break, and you know that I'm not gonna stay. So why the fuck are you calling my name? I'm so shallow, I killed my own shadow. You know you don't matter to me tonight. So why you wanna die in my arms? I told you right from the start, I'll end up breaking your heart. It's all for the art. Baby, I'm not known to trust, but I'll fuck you till you go numb. Tonight I only want lust. Don't talk about love. Oh, don't talk about love. So why you wanna die in my arms? I told you right from the start, I'll end up breaking your heart. It's all for the art. Baby, I'm not known to trust, but I'll fuck you till you go numb. Tonight I only want lust. Don't talk about love. Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
Uh-huh. Those 3 songs show, I feel like it's a good sense of growth and versatility from Guccihighwaters. The first track being that sad boy, late night vibe, piano, minimalist piano, led track from the SoundCloud era to lately, which is a more polished streaming services ready mainstream radio hit. And then Don't Talk About Love is, I feel like, the result of him signing to a label, letting the label kind of market him and push him towards a mainstream type of music, and then him not saying F you to the label, but him saying that he wanted to stay true to himself. Don't Talk About Love, I feel like, gives me vibes. It's not the same kind of track as the SoundCloud era tracks, but it's reminiscent of it. I feel like there's ties of him in that, and then he threw his self-production back into that, and the whole project, Death by Desire, is self-produced by Not Morgan. You can't talk about Guccihighwaters. You can't talk about the underground scene without talking about Guccihighwaters. He is the pioneer of the sad boy SoundCloud wave, in my opinion. Respectfully. I love all of the underground artists that I listen to, that I'm learning about day by day, but I feel like Guccihighwaters is the first one who got it, ran with it, and made it his identity. And that's what I got for Guccihighwaters. Are you guys ready for me to move on to Guardin? I saved a local superhero for last. Guardin's a local artist to me, so it's kind of crazy to see somebody as big as him come from upstate New York, you know. Chat, are you still with me? Are you still with me? Are you still with me, chat? Chat. Y'all still with me? I see Doa's still here. You tapped in from Saudi Arabia. That's crazy. It's probably what? 5 a.m., 3 a.m. there? That's crazy. All right. Man, I need to fix my chat so they can see your emojis and gifs and stuff, dude, cuz like I feel like they love it. That Gurry, the Guardin sticker that you just posted would be hilarious on stream. It's 4:42 a.m. Wow. That's crazy. Almost 6 a.m. Wow. You guys are absolutely insane. All right. I'm going to pivot over to Guardin now, guys. When we mention Guardin, when we talk about Guardin, I feel like he's another one of the most important names to come out of the underground scene. His story isn't flashy or overblown. It's consistent, very emotional, and deeply tied into the community that has kept this genre alive over the last decade. He personally has one of the strongest fan bases that I've ever seen. Coming from western upstate New York, 40 minutes away from me, a local artist to me, Guardin started making music in the mid-2010s, first experimenting with electronic-influenced alt-house and chiptune instrumentals, before settling into the lo-fi emo-rap sound that he would later become widely known for. This guy has 100 million plays on a song. He uploaded his earliest work to SoundCloud, slowly building traction as part of that post-Lil Peep, post-Suicide Boy SoundCloud wave that was reshaping the internet music landscape. From the beginning, his music didn't just sound different, his music felt different. His music didn't just sound different, his music felt different. Where other artists leaned into cryptic, distorted, or deliberately edgy music, Guardin's approach was plain spoken and approachable. His voice and his vocals aren't overly aggressive or polished. They're conversational. It's kind of like a close friend talking directly to you. And his lyrics match that tone. They're vulnerable admissions about mental health, struggles with loneliness and heartbreak, and the search for meaning in darker times. That sense of honesty and openness made his music a natural entry point for new listeners discovering the emo rap scene for the first time. This is why I typically refer to Guardin as the gateway artist. His discography shows just how much groundwork was laid before many people even knew his name. Between 2015 and 2017, he released tons of instrumental projects and singles. He released a ton of instrumental projects and singles like Lost in a Fantasy, Astral Agenda, and Zodiac. By 2017, he was hitting a stride with vocal projects like Lost and Found, Ataraxy, Lacuna, and Outsider, which helped him start carving the loyal fan base on SoundCloud and YouTube playlists. These were the same years where AMVs, animated music videos, and anime-styled edits carried emo rap deep into new audiences, and Guardin was often one of the main people in that mix. One of the most defining tapes from that stretch was Lacuna. It captured the balance of melancholy guitar loops and vulnerable lyrics that really set the tone for Guardin's career and catalog moving forward. That album is what keeps his core fan base returning, along with Creatures. Very good albums, by the way. Creatures as in 1 and 2. I'll touch on that soon. During that breakthrough period, a handful of songs really defined his sound and cemented his place in the underground. One of the biggest songs was Suffocate. Released in September of 2017, Ninetales, it captured everything that people would come to associate with Guardin. The lo-fi guitar loop production, the conversational delivery, the lyrics that put mental health struggles and isolation into painfully honest words. For a huge portion of fans, songs around the time of Suffocate are where the entry point was. The first time they heard Guardin and felt the connection that his music always aims to make. Shortly after Suffocate, Miles and Guardin linked up again for Nothing, which undeniably showed early chemistry which undeniably showed the early chemistry between their voices. And then in 2018 came the collab that still gets talked about till this day, every tour, every time he's in the chat, every time he's anywhere, blah, 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 whatever it takes. A 3-way link up, an unintentional assertion of power amongst the trio we know as Guardin, Convolk, and Ninetales in the underground scene. That song became a playlist staple, one of those tracks that defined the SoundCloud emo-rap era and introduced entire fan bases to one another. Whatever It Takes was even getting listened to by mainstream artists like the front of Metro Station literally posted a clip on Instagram listening to Guardin and tagged Convolk and all of them in it. And this was during the time where they were still very popular. So that was a big deal for Guardin. Between Suffocate, Nothing, and Whatever It Takes, Guardin wasn't just proving himself as a solo voice. He was already becoming the connective tissue of the scene. A collaborator who could bring audiences together, and a songwriter who could make vulnerability sound universal. By 2019, he teamed up with Photo Finish Records, releasing Creature Part 1 and Creature Part 2. Two projects that leaned heavily into the emotional core that we knew him for. These projects were born out of a personal loss, and he later revealed that the title was inspired by his late cat, Creature. Shout out to Creature, who played a major role in his life. This openness and willingness to tie his art directly to real personal experiences resonates deeply with his audience. By 2020 and 2021, he continued evolving with So That's It, Huh, and Ataraxy 2. Eventually leading into the 2022 Creatures Together, a record that represented both maturity and continuity. I said it right this time. Through all of these phases, he kept refining his sound rather than abandoning it, making his catalog feel like a lived-in diary that listeners could return to over and over again, recognize the voice and flows, but still notice his growth over time. Guardin's role in the underground has always been bigger than just his solo work. He's always been a collaborator and a connector from the very start. Touring played a huge role in how he cemented his place. In the late 2010s, he toured with tons of artists like Oliver Francis. I think that was I want to say 5 or 7 show run. Nash, which was a whole US tour, Mallrat, and Wicca Phase Springs Eternal from Goth Boy Click. These shows brought together small but passionate crowds, and these kind of intimate spaces where the connection between the artists feel unshakable. He also co-founded the collective Acid Castle, further proving his interest in building spaces for collaboration and experimentation. Through all of this, Guardin became known as a steady presence, a consistent presence, somebody who could be relied on to deliver heartfelt, meaningful songs, collaborations, and a genuine interaction with his fan base that he continues to have still to this day. Musically, his formula has been consistent but never stale. Building blocks of his music are familiar: warm guitar loops, light trap drums, ambient textures, and vocals that shift easily between singing and rapping. He's got bars, don't play with him. But what keeps it engaging is how personal and grounded his delivery always feels. Songs like I'll Be Alright show his ability to acknowledge darkness while he still reaches towards the light. Where many emo rap songs kind of lead into hopelessness, Guardin often offers a glimmer of perspective and hope. This is why fans often describe him as the gateway artist of the underground. His music is accessible, easy to connect with, uplifting, and often the first step for listeners before diving deeper into more cryptic or heavy artists. His music is easy to listen to and easy to digest. It has a lot of deep meanings, but there's not metaphors and similes that you have to pick apart and write a 45-minute breakdown for one song on. They're straight to the point, and it's like he's having a conversation with you. I see chat saying, he learns because I didn't stumble on that. Okay. Thanks, guys. This brings us to the heart of his connection with Sewerperson. One thing that Guardin does at his show, he always does a water check. So I'm going to do a water check for all the homies in the chat right now. If you got water by you, take a sip. Make sure you're hydrated. I'm taking one because my mouth is dry. This brings us to his connection with Sewerperson. Sewerperson, known earlier years as Ninetales, built his reputation on layered metaphors, cryptic storytelling, and a darker, more fatalistic tone. Where Guardin is the open diary, Sewerperson is the puzzle box. One invites you in with clarity, and the other challenges you to decode hidden meanings. And yet, they came together in the same era, sharing producers, aesthetic choices, and communities. Their collaborations, especially Whatever It Takes, are remembered as snapshots of the SoundCloud golden age. Fans who discovered one often found the other soon after. Even after Ninetales rebranded, the connection between their fan bases remained. Guardin himself has always spoken about his respect for Mayo's work ethic, noting how much he admires the intensity and dedication that Sewer brings to his craft. And in many ways, the two artists form a yin-yang dynamic in the scene. Guardin as the approachable entry point, Sewerperson as the deeper rabbit hole to dive into. Personally, what I think is most remarkable about Guardin's story is the balance that he's kept. While some artists in the lane shifted to mainstream pop or abandoned the emo rap aesthetic entirely, Guardin's doubled down on consistency. He's tried some things new, but he stayed true to the theme the whole time. He's never tried to be something he isn't, and the authenticity is why fans stick around for so long. It doesn't seem like he's too worried about conforming to a mainstream sound. Even when he was signed to Photo Finish, I don't know if he's still signed, but it doesn't seem like he's too worried about going mainstream. He's also proven that a steady, heartfelt workflow can matter just as much as viral spikes of attention. His catalog, just like the other two artists that I talked about, show growth, and it also shows stability. It's something rare in it's something rare in an underground scene that usually eats its own alive. Artists don't make it out. Artists don't have 10-year careers. And just as importantly, he's built bridges. By working with peers like Convolk, Guccihighwaters, Nothing Nowhere, Lund, Sewerperson, Kennedy XOXO, he's connected micro scenes and helped the genre evolve without losing its emotional core, its emotional center, the reason why we all come back. At the end of the day, Guardin's importance can't just be measured in numbers or monthly listeners, because that all fluctuates, always. I personally measure it in a way that he's been a constant presence in a volatile scene. The way he's acted as an introduction for countless fans, and the way collaborations have tied together some of the underground's most defining voices. If Sewerperson represents a cryptic storm before dawn, then Guardin's the sunlight that follows. He's the voice that makes you believe you actually survived the night. Together, they've shaped the whole emotional architecture of the scene, one through clarity and one through mystery. And without Guardin's steady hand, this underground scene might not feel as interconnected or as emotionally grounded as it is today. So when we talk about the underground and the artists who built its backbone, Guardin deserves to be up at the top of that list. He's not just another name, he's a connector, the gateway artist, a reminder that music at its best doesn't need to be complicated. Sometimes it just needs to feel like somebody is talking directly to you. That's the magic of Guardin, and that's why I feel like his story continues to matter. So, just like the other artists, that's my take on Guardin's career so far. He's an artist who's been consistent, vulnerable, and connective in a scene that doesn't always reward those qualities. He's somebody who's not afraid to give when most people take. He's somebody who helped shape the underground by being open enough to let people in and steady enough to stick around when others drifted in and out of the scene. To really understand that, I think it's best to just hear music itself. We'll start with one of his older tracks, the one that I personally found him by. It's called All Right, off of Lacuna. This shows the raw emotion he built his name on. And then we'll move into Creature, a song tied to one of his most personal projects. A lot of people like this one. And finally, we'll close out with my personal favorite by him, 1996. It's a track that reflects on his roots, his identity. It's a hip-hop track. Without further ado, this is All Right by Guardin.
And if you tryna stay alive, don't mind the voice that's been speaking, cause the reaper's split your face in two. Your blood is leaking on the pavement, I've been laying low. I'd rather lay alone, I'd rather sit and contemplate my fate and fucking zone. Wield the mask and cut my wrist until I feel the flow. I wanna kill myself so bad and you don't even know. Never cared about the money or the fame, cause the money fill my tummy but my pockets stay the same. I've been solely craving happiness and I should be ashamed. I ain't let myself feel anything, these thoughts are all the blame. Yeah, I'm probably fucking up by speaking out about my life, but I'm sick of hiding in the dark, just gripping at the knife. Another chases to erase and put an end to all the strife. And if you ask if I'm okay, I'll probably tell you I'm alright, yeah. Can't breathe unless the doors are in my lungs. I ain't making sense, it's like my mind speaking in tongues. Conscious, but my spliff is burning murder with these guns. Violence ain't gonna stop the shit, I think I'm fucking done, yeah.
There's a music video out to that. Super simple music video. He put a lot of thought into it and later on had to explain why it looks the way that it does. He made himself look like he got beat up. The beginning scene is him throwing up and then walking into an alley. It's supposed to signify somebody who's just down bad, down in the dumps, out of luck. I think the song and the video perfectly complement each other. Go check that out after the stream if you don't know that song. This next one is called Creature off of Creature Part 1 by Guardin.
It's 3 o'clock, time's running out. I'd rather sleep in the ride all about how I'm depressed, how to get out. Cause I don't know shit, I said fuck it and made it work out. I'm a mess, I guess, but for some reason they stay impressed. I'm a best, a mess. Optimism is something I miss. I kinda knew I'd be here all alone, but I never thought I'd do this shit and do it on my own. Start writing, stop checking on your phone. My mind races at some paces that are currently unknown. I'm not stoned, well maybe just a bit. Hard to write a song if you don't take another hit. Cancel all your plans today, you're about to write a hit. Probably fucking up, but you won't know unless you say. Does the energy around you ever get inside your cerebellum? Tell me everything is shit. Sleep away the day again and call it fucking quits. An easel to present a thought about the way I live. 2017 was the year that I thought I'd kick. The bucket underneath my feet is sliding to the pit. Reach into the sky and said the clouds are looking lit. But angels never die, so I'ma respawn real quick. Yeah, this kid really named his album after his cat. Dicey, smoke a lot and eyes his mom feel like that. Dude, please check my music out, my shit really slaps. Fuck you, dickhead, why won't you DM me back? Yo, really wanna work with me, well how about that? These lines are real DMs, I'll never hit back. I don't sell features, so don't ask about that. God, please don't hit me with another group chat. 3 o'clock, time's running out. I'd rather sleep in the ride all about how I'm depressed and how to get out. Cause I don't know shit, I said fuck it and made it work out. I'm a mess, I guess, but for some reason they stay impressed. I'm a best, a mess. Optimism is something I miss. I kinda knew I'd be here all alone, but I never thought I'd do this shit and do it on my own. Start writing, stop checking on your phone. My mind races at some paces that are currently unknown.
Rest in peace, Creature, for real. Cat loved by many. And last, but certainly not least, this track coming on next is 1996 by Guardin. It's a more recent track, and this one's I'm gonna let it speak for itself.
That I come out of this alive is a problematic fallacy of suicide. Everybody wanna talk real big when it comes to the digits, but life's a game and the numbers lie. And if truth is to be told, I don't wanna know. Spoon feed me lies and leave me all alone. Tell me I'm a joke, cut me to the bone. You could paint a pretty picture with my blood on the stone. Yeah, I've been contemplating this for a minute. I'm losing sleep, thinking y'all gon' get me. I'm just a man overboard and the ship is too heavy. They wanna talk, wasn't ready. I celebrate with a bomb of confetti. My guts explode on the levee. I live in fear of my peers. They say they love me all the time, but that's not how it appears. I sit in bed pondering how I break strangers tears and tears when I can't give myself some credit over several years. Somebody come and get me, I'm drowning in this water. I'm screaming, crying all the time and she don't even bother. I live alone inside this home of dreams of living father. I try my deeply rooted, can't even text my father. And that's the real reason why I project my feelings in the songs that I write. Copacetic dreams, but my tears turn to ice. So I pop them out the tray and get this bottle pouring right. And that's the real reason why I've been up all night, all under the past, even though it's out of sight. And I've been going through this shit for a minute, and I've been flowing through so many fucking visions I'm spinning. I gotta get up on my ass and get the ink in these villains, but I just hide, and I don't wanna try, cause every time I think I do, I think too far inside my mind. I dug a little too far, now the grass don't grow. Water on the roots, but the petals don't mow. The seasons do change, but the stems still grow. So I glue them back together, even if it's just a cold.
I ain't even gonna lie. Those last 4 bars. I dug a little too far, now the grass don't grow. Water on the roots, but the petals all mold. Seasons do change, but the stem still broke. So I glue them back together, even if it's just a cope. What a good song. What a good topic, honestly. Guardin is somebody who, every time I meet him, I've seen Guardin. I think I've been to 8 Guardin concerts now. And I've like shook his hand at 6 of them. 2 of them, I didn't want to bother him because there's been so many people, like, you know, first time seeing him and stuff. And if the line's too long, then I'm just like, all right, I'll give him his space. But, yeah. Guardin is probably one of my favorite artists in the underground scene. Not probably. Not even. Not probably. Without a doubt, he's somebody who deserves the credit that I'm trying to give him. And he's a scene builder. He's an associate of the Sewer. I hope y'all liked my little breakdown on Guardin's career. Damn. We're 2 hours and 9 minutes in, guys. So, before I get into my outro, I just want to touch base on a couple of things that I talked about before. Community submissions are always open in the Discord. If you want to send me something to say on stream, just do /confess in any of the Discord channels. I will see it. Put your name in your submission if you want it to be said on stream. It is automatically anonymous. Artists. If you do music, if you make beats, lyrics, anything, if you even are an engineer on the song and you have a song that you want to submit, artist submissions are open in the information channel in the Discord, or the link is below in the description. Right here is the Discord. Real life people, real life fans, if you have the means and the money to make it to Nashville, Tennessee on September 27th, it is going to be a show to remember. Sewerperson, Ronan, and JU at the end in Nashville. Tickets are $18 pre-sale, $22 at the door. Don't miss out. This is going to be a great show. I want to get y'all on the podcast. I'm hoping to do an interview or 2. Shit, man, if you made it this far, hit that subscribe button, like the podcast for me. Go back and like every episode on YouTube, comment on them, give me a little interaction, you know, hit that notification bell, man, smash that like button, and subscribe for more. You already know, YouTube. tell PJ we're on YouTube. That's my only. Yeah, so I think I got one more thing to address. Let's see. No, I addressed it all, guys. So, this was episode 7, Conversations in the Sewer. This was about scene builders and some of the closest associates to Sewerperson. Tonight, I tried to give flowers to the people who don't always get their spotlight. It's the ones who worked shoulder to shoulder with Sewerperson to shape what the underground scene, what his scene looks and feels like today. If you learned something new, or if you have your own stories about these artists, share them with me. Put in a /confession. Comment it on YouTube. Be interactive. This community is built on voices like yours. Next week, on the 28th, I'm going to be back with a pre-recorded deep dive as I have an in real life event to attend. The week after that, episode 9, is going to be From Pain to Poetry Part 3. Sill's side. If you didn't catch that, our beloved chat member Sill is going to be joining me on live stream to give some of his breakdowns. I don't necessarily know what songs he's going to do yet. I'm giving him full creative ability of that podcast because he deserves the light for his breakdowns. PJ commented and was like, I've been here, not gonna lie. Yo, don't while in the chat, bro. The chat's on YouTube, bro. Man, like, I don't want to get deleted. They deleted me on Instagram for less than that, bro. I'm trying to just play it safe, man. That's why I was like, yo, chill, bro. Okay. Let's see. Any other announcements? Let's see. I haven't fully locked in the date, but the reason I went so hard on Swaine's breakdown and Swaine's story is because Swaine is going to be my next interview on the channel. And I'm going to leave you with that fact, guys. I'm going to transfer it to an outro playlist right now. 3 songs by some of the artists that we just listened to. First is going to be The Zodiac with Guardin, with Guccihighwaters and Sewerperson. The second one is going to be Friday Night Fun with Guardin and Sewerperson. And then the last one is going to be Swaine's outro with Sewerperson and Swaine. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing and listening to my side of the breakdown, and listening to me screw up on saying continuity 5 million times. But I'm Dev. This is Conversations in the Sewer. It's the podcast that's built by the people who built the community for the people who live in it. Until next week, keep the scene alive, keep this music close, and I'll see y'all around in the sewer, man. Thanks for coming, guys. Drop some W's in the chat, because this was a long episode, and you guys are warriors for staying around. I'm going to play some songs. I'm going to get out of here. It's late. Shout out to Doa for showing love from Saudi Arabia. Shout out to Wasted for showing love. You guys overseas watching this all night, you guys are awesome. Thanks to Sill for showing up. Red Bull Uncle was here earlier. PJ was here. Sill was here. Lil Knight, you've been here almost every episode, if not every episode. Night Owl, you changed your name and I thought you were new last time, but you're not new. You've been here every single episode. Irani, you guys are all here almost every single episode. I can't explain how much it means to me to just have a reoccurring thing to kind of look forward to every single Thursday, you know? I hope you guys look forward to every podcast. Once again, please do a community submission if you have a story that wants to be told on the podcast. Episode 10 is going to be community centered. I'm going to be going on the Reddit and looking at theories that people have posted. I'm going to read something that Doa made about Hush. I'm going to dig into this community even more, and episode 10 is going to be centered around you guys, just like episode 2 was. Please send in submissions, guys. Please. I need stuff to talk about for that episode 10. Just get involved. But I'm not going to keep y'all anymore. I hope everybody has a great night. This is a lot of fun doing this every week. And the fact I still have people in the chat after 2 hours and 16 minutes and 30 seconds is awesome. I hope everybody has a great night. Drink some water, eat some fruit, go outside, touch grass, be good people, listen to good music. We are what we consume. I love you all and have a good night. Yo, Doa said we're single-handedly carrying her attention span. That's fire.
It's a nice moment, getting ruined by temperament. Baby girl, just to the ambience. It's how he said, she said, let's be friends. I don't wanna do this shit again. If I miss a moon, I'll still be walking on the side. When I'm dead and gone, you think about me sometimes.
Why does the bot always do his dirty, man? Good night, Wasted. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you for real, bro. I appreciate it. Support means a lot.
Water hidden at my waistline, yeah. I need cold September mornings, I can see my breath. I could feel pollution working its way into my chest. I feel sewage seeping out of me when I'm in rest. Every new coat gets it drying up and giving way. I know it's little things, but I could tell it's not the same. I always had these feelings, but I never had the confidence. Maybe we could work if we ain't see this shit so different.
W's in chat. I'm gonna drop a W.
Baby girl, just to the ambience. It's how he said, she said, let's be friends. I don't wanna do this shit again. If I miss a moon, I'll still be walking on the side. When I'm dead and gone, I hope you think about me sometimes. Blisters on my skin get broken into by the sheet ice. I look out onto the lake and hold my knees tight.
This next one's another fan favorite. Friday Night Fun by Sewerperson featuring Guardin.
Yeah, I know you want me, but I don't mind. Use me and then dump me this Friday night. Bite at my body and bleed me dry. Listen to my heartbeat out as I die. I made a pact my well-being, but I couldn't keep me from loving you still. The eyes of creation are all seeing it. If they see me, then I'm going to hell. So ashes all matched with this mix-up gin. Keep going, I eat that cake, then I perform. You cannot smoke this on me. Run out my backwards until I go tree form. Biting my lip till it comes off. Use me however to get off. Call me whatever you see fit, but after just picking my pieces. Yeah, I know you want me, but I don't mind. Use me and then dump me this Friday night. Bite at my body and bleed me dry. Listen to my heartbeat out as I die. I know you want me, but I don't mind. Use me and then dump me this Friday night. Bite at my body and then bleed me dry. Listen to my heartbeat out as I die. Sucking me dry.
I don't know the way that I'd probably lie. I was afraid to commit to her patterns, living vicariously through her life. Oh, feeling like I wasn't enough to encompass your eyes. Blistering walls like a page of a thrasher. Half of the shit that I do isn't wise. Torture those feelings reside. Kiss on my neck as I'm gripping your thighs. Love isn't cheap when it's riddled with answers. I fall asleep always questioning why. Questioning the love like a dancer. Timberwood lake house inside the Dubai. You made my heartbeat go faster. Palpitations till it burst through the sky. Pierced through my skin till it's all bone dry. Listen to my heartbeat out as I die.
I know you want me, but I don't mind. Use me and then dump me this Friday night. Bite at my body and bleed me dry. Party over and it's on a turn in. I promise I'll remember this for certain.
This one's called Swaine's outro. And then I'm gonna leave you guys after this one. Go get some rest. Go drink some water. Wash your face. Take care of yourselves.
Pray I don't, 'cause if I did, would be cursed now. Right now, it's prime with some people I never heard about. I guess you never know, just slow down. Yeah. Yelling at me, never worse, you know now. Yeah. Dragging all my senses through the dirt, wow. You really said it, keep it silent, keep it low down. Keep it low down, yeah. I see that I'm out and then they pull me back, yeah. Bitches call me handsome, man, it keeps me grounded, yeah. Last thing that my ego needs is sewer on me, yeah. Tap in and I tap out with 100,000. On to the next light, smoking while it's snowing on me, damn. This new jacket only cost 400 skeletons. Like you really thought I wasn't on this jam. Envy like the motherfucking mafia. Everything we do, we make it whack. Smack you in the back of the head for that. Necking everybody on demand. If you didn't like me on my debut, then you ain't gonna like me on the last one. And if you wanted me, I'll put away too. And I'ma make sure I'ma make it last, yeah, 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 yeah. I'ma make it last, yeah,
Once again, this was Conversations in the Sewer, Episode 7. Scene Builders, Associates of the Sewer. Everybody have a good night. Bye, YouTube.